Hey everyone. Hello. All right. I'm going to give a few seconds for people to hop on. I made an announcement that I was going to be doing this live stream, but I do know it takes sometimes a little second to actually show up on people's feeds. So I want to respect that. So we're going to have a little bit of a business chat today. First of all, if this is your first video of mine, welcome. My name is Shakti. I've been an online relationship marketing fitness influencer, which is really what I do. And I just realized that is exactly the sentence that describes what I do for 4 years. And this was not something I saw myself doing 4 years ago. So that's really where I want to open up this conversation. I think this conversation is going to be really valuable for anybody who has an online business, particularly because I really want to talk about the relationship marketing component, and which is how my business has been successful. And when I started, I didn't know about that term, and I've learned about that term later on in life, but that's exactly what I do. So I was like, oh, there's a word. There's a word for my business that's called relationship marketing. But it's applicable to any business, but I specifically want to hone in on those of you that have a passion for wellness, but have a misconception about what this style of business is like. And also really augment the beauty of online affiliate marketing, which is all over the place now. There's so many companies that are reaching out for affiliates. And what affiliate marketing is a company that makes a product like workout clothes, or I don't know, like Eucora, which is the UTI company that I was talking about in my stories, something like that. They make a product and then they reach out to people who are either using their products and love them or have an audience, and they say, hey, if you become an affiliate marketing person with us, then we'll give you a discount on your future products. And then you can hand out this code to your audience so that they can get a discount on products. And at the same time, you're promoting our brand. This is affiliate marketing. This is influencer marketing. This is what you see on Instagram and on Facebook, that a lot of models or anybody who just has a really beautiful page and attracts a lot of attention often gets approached for. And so that's one way that company gets marketing done for them. And there's a lot of different ways that companies market, okay? So they market. For example, every time you go to a Starbucks or any place you shop, you come out with a cup that has their name on it, or a bag that has the store name on it. And so what that does is, as you're walking to your car from the store, or as you're walking around Target holding a Starbucks cup, you are in effect promoting Starbucks because you have that cup with that logo on it, and it's reminding people of that product, right? So someone sees you in Target drinking this cup of coffee, and they're going to be like, oh, I want a cup of coffee. I just remembered there's a Starbucks in Target. So now they're going to go over there and buy something because you reminded them of the thing, but you're not going to get any credit for it. This is how companies get away with marketing for free. Literally, this is how they market for free, right? So what some companies have done is, instead of just marketing for free and they're like, well, we'll compensate you. We'll compensate you for wearing those shorts. We'll compensate you for having that cup. We'll compensate you in some small way. Oftentimes it's just like a discount on your own products. They don't actually pay you. They just give you a discount on product to incentivize you to promote their product. Or if they do pay you, it's a very small discount, 10%, 15%. Influencer marketing lies somewhere between that range of percentage, right? This is a whole new industry and a way of marketing that is possible really because of the internet. Affiliate marketing in some way has been around for a long time. I used to be in the world of seminars and workshops and things of that nature. And there's always a time when teachers would pay someone a bonus or an incentive money if they brought people to their course or their seminar. That has always existed. But with the invention of the internet and social media and what it is now, it's become rampant. It's such an effective way of promoting, and people love it because you make money just by being an advertising piece, probably wearing the same shorts you would wear, right? Or drinking the cup of coffee you would drink anyway, but now you get a kickback from it. So that's basically what that type of marketing is. So I wanted to give you like an outline of that. So when I came into the online fitness space, I never saw myself as a fitness person. I was not a fitness person, okay? As a metaphysical teacher, I'm an ordained minister. I have been doing spiritual work and intuitive readings and all that kind of stuff for over 10 years. That was really my whole world. And I was a massage therapist as my previous full-time career for almost 8 years, full-time. And I worked with chronic pain and injury. That was my world. That was my identity. Now, I always had an interest in wellness, and especially an interest in nutrition, because when I self-diagnosed and then eventually had it confirmed with an autoimmune condition, and I quickly recognized that the Western world was failing me with answers for how I was going to deal with this, I really got interested in nutrition and food and the effects of stress and all these things on the body. And I started walking down that path sort of in my mid-20s to late 20s. So I was already in that direction. I became a yoga instructor before I found out I was pregnant. And then I taught yoga for a year before I had my son. And then I had my son and I was on maternity leave. It was during my time in maternity leave when I wasn't doing massage. I wasn't teaching yoga. And on top of that, I got pummeled by postpartum depression and anxiety in the most unexpected way. I never saw that coming. I didn't see myself as someone who would suffer from that. No one had ever talked to me about that. So when it happened, it was unexpected and it was crazy. My whole life fell apart. My whole identity fell apart. I didn't know how I was going to go back to work. I was like, how am I ever going to recover my identity in my life? And my body hurt. I already had chronic pain because of the autoimmune stuff, and I was just struggling in general. I couldn't get weight off, and the weight was causing problems. If your weight is not bothering you or affecting your health, that's one thing. But in my case, my back was being pulled out constantly, and I was very unstable. And I was like, I need to start doing something for my body because this is just not going to work. That's really when I started exercising and when I started falling in love with the magic of exercise. And something else started to happen when I started to exercise, and I was exercising at home, and I got my bundle, and I was, in my safe space where I didn't have to drop my kid off anywhere, and I didn't have to have people look at me. I realized the significance and the link between the physical body and the mental body and the emotional body. And I realized that a lot of us in the spiritual world and the spiritual realm spend a whole lot of time in the upper chakras in our body and not in the lower chakras in our body. And we talk about spirituality and we preach spirituality and that's all we study and where we are, meanwhile, physically neglecting our bodies. I see it all of the time in the spiritual community. All of the time. And then our spiritual bodies start falling apart. Our physical bodies start falling apart naturally because your vessel needs to be maintained. Otherwise, it does fall apart. And then they struggle to recover that, right? And so I learned that overcoming physical struggle and becoming physically stronger and physically more capable was also how I became mentally stronger and spiritually stronger. It just bled into everything else. And I fell in love with that. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I was like, I need to tell everybody about this. It's like a light bulb went off in my head, right? But I didn't see myself as a fitness person. I never saw myself as a fitness influencer. Like, it's like, oh, you have to have a 6-pack and, never eat a piece of cake in order to be a fitness influencer. And that was my biggest lie that I had in my head. And when I really started to see the transformation within myself, and then I started to work with people and seeing their transformation, I realized that fitness was not about a physical appearance. Fitness was about endurance. It's an internal experience. Fitness is endurance. It's agility. It's being able to be resilient, okay? Fitness is an experience you have internally, okay? How people present externally is a side effect of their relationship to fitness and a side effect of the choices that they make. But fitness is something everybody can have at every age, at any size, at every stage in their life. And it's going to look different person to person to person because not everybody is in the same place. Not everybody can do the same things, etc. But it is not exclusive. It is not exclusive to a very small window of people who are just naturally physically adept and super strong and whatever, which is what I thought before I started my career. And then I saw this fitness influencer thing as a doorway. I was like, if this could be a doorway to someone's life to step in and say, I need help, I need to lose the 30 pounds. And initially they think that's what this is about, right? Getting some weight off, or maybe recovering postpartum, which was my story. And my initial drive was also the weight loss. But then something starts to happen. And I saw that as like a gateway. It's like they started working out and they got into our community, our warrior wellness community, and they started connecting with other people who are also taking care of themselves. And they got bit by this bug of like support and growth and mindset shift. So they started changing physically, but also mentally. And then their self-image starts to change and their self-esteem starts to change. And all of a sudden, these people who came in with this stress, this anxiety, this timidness about them, in a few months, they're a different person. They're this bright, courageous, outspoken individual. And it's like, what happened? They just started working out, right? They just started using these supplements. They just started talking to some people. What happened to them? Well, it's this alchemy that happens when you commit to your fitness as an experience and not as an appearance. I was addicted to that. That was like game changing for me. And I was like, wait a second, I can build a business by helping people do the same thing I did. And I get like an affiliation fee. Basically, that's how I get paid. It's like affiliate marketing, except there's also a residual component of that where I get bonused from the company if other people also want to do the same thing that I do. That sounds fun. That sounds great. Because what did that do? That made me more accountable to my own fitness. As soon as this was a business and this was a job for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I better be on point with my fitness because now I'm going to talk about it and now I want to help people. So it made me more accountable to me. And then it also gave me an income source. That's the two things that it did. Okay. So I'm going to insert the income disclaimer ahead of time before I even get into that conversation. Beachbody does not guarantee income. You have to work for it. You have to evolve, become a coach, be coachable. That's why I'm a mentor. That's what I do. Okay. But it allowed me to have both things, accountability and health, and also a source of income. And when I first started, it was like this was going to supplement my massage income. So I was going to go back to massage part-time after my son, and then I was going to do this. My goal was not to leave massage therapy. I just want to say that right now. That was not my initial goal. I loved my career. I was very well respected in my career. I loved my clients, and I thought I could just do both, and that will be fine for me. The career was never the problem for me. It was the fatigue that came with the career. For someone like me who was super sensitive, did a ton of energy work, saw a lot of people, even when I had my private practice, I thought going private would solve that. It didn't really. It still was a very exhaustive, energetic career for me. And with massage therapy, it still meant I was away from home many hours a day. I had to find childcare for my son, which was really difficult because I'm very picky about who watches my son. And it just presented challenge after challenge after challenge. And then I realized that if I leaned into this side gig that I started because I loved fitness and because it was fun, and I actually made that my job, that one day potentially that would be the only thing that I did if I really gave it my time and I really learned how to run a real solid online business online. And so that sparked a thing in me. And last year, right when I had my office and then I ended up closing it, moving to Florida, we moved to a different state, we bought a new house, all that stuff. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I retired from bodywork and now this is what I do full time. And that decision was possible because 4 years ago, before that was 3.5 years ago, I decided to start something that was an accountability project, but also brought in an extra source of income and eventually opened the door for me to think about a different life. Think about what would it be like to be home? What would it be like to just work for myself this way in pockets of time instead of having to be somewhere for 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever? What if I just worked 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there? Like, what if I learned how to work that way? And then all of my work got done at the end of the day and I still was bringing in consistent income every week for my family without feeling like I was pulled apart or I had to pick between my kid or being home. Or my kid or my job, right? So that's when that dream was born. And that's why we are in the life that we are now, where we moved to the state where our family is, which is something that we really missed where we were. And we live in the city that we love. And we got a beautiful house that's bigger than our first house and that is really comfortable. And I'm eventually having my own gym in, so I'm really excited. It paved the way for all of those things when at first it was just this side project that was also an accountability source. It was such a small, little thing. right? But it became so much more. It didn't start that way. It became that way eventually over time. Oh, I just see hearts. Oh, hey guys, I can't see you on my live stream. So hi Victoria, hi Abby, hi Monica, hi Mariah, hi Kobe. So over time, that's how this thing evolved, okay? So just to give you a bit of background about Beachbody and about what the company is, because lots of people might know the name or they might know the programs like 21 Day Fix, things of that nature, but they don't actually know how a business even came affiliated with the company. And this is a very important piece of the history because I want to make a distinction between most online influencer companies that are either just affiliate marketing or also network marketing, because their online companies have a variety of ways that they do business. And our company does all the ways. So it fits all of those boxes. And that's very unique of this company and how they came to that place. So the company has been around for over 25 years. So they have been doing fitness and they were a multi-million-dollar business before the whole coaching thing ever existed. So they sold infomercial workouts, you know them, P90, P90X, Insanity. All of those workouts were like late night TV infomercials you would see on there and you would buy them and then do them at home. And it was really successful. That model was really successful for them. What ended up happening was people would do them, get amazing results, send people to the website like, hey, buy this thing, this is what I did, or go to the store. At that time, you could get programs in the store. Go to the store, get this thing. And then when people would go online, thank you. When people would go online and, you know, try to ask questions in the forum boards before social media, like, hey, how does this work? Or I can't find this thing, or I don't know how to do this thing. Those other customers would go on there and answer their questions and help them for free. That's basically what was happening. All the referrals were going to the company, and then these people were working for free, coaching the people that they were referring. At that point, the company was like, why don't we just make an incentive where these people bringing in clients get an affiliate fee and get paid for that, and then incentivize them to continue to grow a business with residual income opportunity, like a bonus opportunity, if they decide to grow like a bigger organization with more representatives. And so then that's when the coaching opportunity was born, which was really 11 years ago. It was really not that long ago. So this was a company that was very successful first as a leading online home, well, not online at the time, it was DVD based, but home fitness company, multi-million-dollar home fitness company. They were already rocking it that way, okay? The coaching opportunity came as an opportunity to serve people in a different way, okay, by giving them an income opportunity and expand marketing that was paid for, that was not just free. Like people walking around with a DVD and then referring people, they were not getting any money for that. It was just free money for the company. So I think that's an important distinction because a lot of online businesses that are network marketing framed, they start with the network marketing in mind. So they say, we want a network marketing model. What product can we make that's trendy to fit that model and then get people to sell it? That's how most companies go about this. That's why their products are shit. Their companies are shit. And the reason I know their companies are shit and their products are shit is because my best friend, who's also a coach on our team, she used to run events in her city. She was a general manager at one point of like the convention center in her city. And she ran events for all of these companies. So she got to meet all of them. She got to meet all of them, the heads, who was running it, how were they organizing, and she saw how they behaved backstage. So she herself was like, I can't even begin to talk to you about the majority of these companies and how like garbage they treat their people and how they are, right? So that's why. Unfortunately, people see a business model that's very effective and works really well, and they're like, let's create whatever, and then incentivize people to sell, and then it's not really of substance. Whereas our company already created stuff of substance, and then they were like, everything we have is really good, let's incentivize people to use it and also promote it. So that makes a very, very big difference in the quality of the product that you're promoting, what you're working with. To date, nothing comes close to what Beachbody has created. Their fitness and nutrition combination, the experts they have hired in said fields to create these materials are the best. Their super trainers are amazing. Their products are amazing, and they're always ahead of the game with creating and promoting things. And they're always polling us. They poll all the coaches like, what are your clients saying? What are your clients needing? What are they wanting? So they are deep into their community and understanding what we actually need. Okay? That's where they are. What do we want? What do we need? So I'll tell you how I grew this business was really, really simple for anybody that's considering it. In my first 3 weeks when I bought my fitness bundle, I wanted my materials. I wanted to get started. I wanted to get familiar with the materials. I decided that I needed to make that money back in 3 weeks, and I did. I think back then it was $160 that I invested in my startup bundle, and I made that back in 3 weeks. Insert income disclaimer, because I decided that I needed to. It was an imperative for me, right? So I didn't have the money at the time. I wasn't working. I was still on maternity leave. So what I did was I just started a fitness group. I was like, hey, I'm doing these programs and I want support, which I did because I was nervous. I was starting to work out after having this kid and my body was a wreck, but I didn't want to do it alone. So I started reaching out to my friends and I was like, hey, do you want to do what I'm doing because I want to do this little accountability group? They said yes. They signed up with the same thing I signed up with. They joined this little group and then we all worked out together. And some of them ended up becoming coaches because they fell in love with the whole process and program. And they were like, oh my gosh, it's just so much fun. I want to do that too. And I tell all my clients the same thing. You can refer me people all day long, but if you want to earn the affiliate money, that makes more sense to me so that you can have the money. Although I love referrals and I'm always grateful when I receive them. I'm grateful when people trust me with business. And so because that's how I started, my mindset is I'm here to serve people where they are. And that's what relationship marketing really is. Coming back around to the title of this video, relationship marketing is about building relationships in your community that are so solid that when you begin to invite people to things or ask them questions about the things that they're needing, it really is coming from a place of understanding your relationship. And this is where I think a lot of people online in whatever type of business that they run, they drop the ball. It's because they don't take the time to really cultivate that and create a trust between you guys. It doesn't take a long time to create trust, but it has to be there before you're going to ask them a question that might be personal or that, might be out of left field or perceived as out of left field. So there's a whole thing you can probably read about relationship marketing and how it works, but just know this is what I encourage our organization to do. This is how I run my business, and this is why I have the level of integrity and trust in my organization that I have, and why my coaches do as well, because this is the cornerstone of what we have created as an organization, and this is what our company promotes. This is what it is. It's all about relationships because we're here changing people's lives literally. I just got on a call yesterday with a coach who lost 140 pounds in a very short period of time. She was so obese, her life had become literally impossible. She had stopped walking. She was starting to get rot, like external rot from how poor her body was functioning. And Beachbody saved her life. The company saved her life. The program saved her life. And then she was like, of course I want to pay that forward. Of course I want to help people see this. So this is the premise of the work. This is why I think it's so successful. It's because it is about support. Our job starts after. It starts after someone picks up a bundle and comes into the group. It's about talking to them and mentoring them and helping them believe in themselves and complete things. And of course, like in all businesses, like as a coach, we don't control what people do with what they're given, but we do create the space to support them with what they're given. That's what really being an online fitness influencer with Beachbody really is about. It's not about being an expert. It's not about having a six-pack. It's simply about wanting to help people and being their best friend during the whole process, like really vouching for them, supporting them, wanting to see them do well and encouraging them in whatever way you possibly can. The company already hired the experts. That's not our job. Our job is just to become familiar with the material, help people find a really solid match for the things that they need, and help them where they are. That's it. So I really wanted to begin this conversation talking about how I never saw myself doing this and I would have never associated with the fitness world, because I do think within the spiritual community, there's this bias on what a fitness person online looks like and how they behave. And I am as woo as they come in a lot of ways, extremely metaphysical. I'm all about aliens. I'm all about being a truther. And I understand that if our physical vessel is not doing well, we cannot show up in the world. I get that. And because I get that, I partnered with a company that would give me an awesome income opportunity and also facilitate my way of doing that work in the world. That's basically what I did. So just a little plug-in, but I have a new coach training every last Wednesday of the month. Our team has a call focused for new coaches alone. We have a team call every single week. I do business training for my organization every single week. But the last Wednesday of every month is specific for new members. anybody that's new to put their feet on the ground, understand the tenets of the business, and feel comfortable going into their world as a new business owner with this new passion and understanding how to rock this business, right? So we keep that Wednesday every single month just for you, just for the beginners, so that you guys have this 1 hour focused on you, on getting you started right, on top of all the other resources that you receive, of course. So there's still time to join us, obviously, for our last one, because we're not there yet. But it's been a while since I've really talked about like my story getting started and why I think it's such a powerful organization to pair with and run with. And so I wanted to just take the time to do that today. Hi, Shell. I do not see people's names here. I only see them on my phone. So I'm sorry if you hopped on. I did not recognize you. That was not intentional. So if you're watching the replay, please let me know your name, where you're watching from, and drop me your favorite emoji in the comments if you're like, I do want to learn more about this. I would like to talk more about that. Absolutely no strings attached. My job is to meet you where you are. And if this sounds exciting to you and like a fun thing and maybe different than you thought it was, then I'm happy to answer all of your questions. I'm an open book. My whole organization will let you know that for sure. All right, my friends, have an amazing rest of your Thursday, and I'm going to go live again tomorrow because that's my weekly current event update, so you can catch me for that live stream. It's already scheduled. Click the bell for a reminder for when it goes live. All right, I'll see you then, friends. Bye.